Hello, Brand Speculator here. Today we are here with a new server plugin and it's called Dead Society. And this plugin is basically a zombie apocalypse plugin out there, which is basically very rare on Spigot, and it is a premium plugin. And I'm going to be showing you all the commands, all the permissions, and basically how to use this plugin. And then we can go to the config file and other things like that. So we're going to go left to right. So we're going to start with our items. So when there's a zombie apocalypse, obviously you can have some items. There will be more items becoming soon, so like guns and etc. But if we type in items list, and you can see here, you get antibiotics, painkillers, stim pack, bandages, medkit, flashlight, radio, injections, undead backpack, knife, and guts. So every single item, I've actually ordered it all in this chest here. So antibiotics is to cure yourself of food poison and any walker's bites. Painkillers basically provides damage resistance 2 and slowness 1 for 20 seconds. Stim pack gives you max health and speed 1 for 10 seconds. Bandage, it gives you regeneration 2 for 10 seconds. Med pack, I think that one is. Yeah, med pack, regen 2 for 10 seconds. Flashlight, turn on and off. Radio, so if you type in hashtag backup, it basically broadcasts in the whole server. Right click this to basically paralyze a zombie. Then when the zombie is paralyzed, you can right click the zombie with this and you place an undead backpack on that zombie. You got a knife to skin animals and basically cut the meat or a rope. And then you've got the walker's gut, so you have a chance that the zombies won't target you. Sorry about that. Just woke up, but it's fine. So yeah. So that's basically all that. So that's how you give a player item. So if we type in item, let's give Brands Pickled Knife 1. You can see here I've basically got a knife to my inventory. So if I just basically get every single item out here, and let's go to the survival area, and you can see at the top here I've got my hydration level as always 100%. That's because I'm currently up and that won't go down, but when you are running about, oh wow, I didn't even notice this, when you are running about, that will go down and you have to drink a bottle of water to regenerate that. You will have a chance of the water being infected. So that means you have to use like a stim pack, painkillers, antibiotics. So basically mainly antibiotics. So we're going to change the time lock night. So this command is nothing to do with the plugin. And I'm going to go to game mode S and I need my knife there. So we got our flashlight. So now basically when you right click that, it will give you a night vision effect. So that's basically your flashlight, which is very, very useful. And basically this plugin makes zombies a lot harder as well. Oh, look at that, a jungle temple. So here you can see that they're coming straight for me. So when you hit him, you get these particle effects, and basically a 10 will come up on your screen in the center there. And when you kill zombies, more will always come after you. They always know when you are coming. So if I actually put this on now, I've got a high chance that they don't see me, but I think they've already seen me, so they know where I am. I want to try and kill 2 here. Ouch, that guy got a bit faster. So they are stronger. That guy has no clue what's going on. So let's give him this shot. So he's now paralyzed and he will have a name tag above him. And now we can give him the undead backpack. While having an item in your hand. Oh, okay. You have to right click the zombie. That's my bad. You have to right click the zombie and put it in there. And now that will do that. And now if we right click him, we've got a big massive backpack here. So 9, 18, 27, 36, 45 slots in this backpack guy. And will he always follow me? Yes, he will. So he will always follow me, and you can see here I've got zombies who don't even see me anymore. And you can hear more zombies over here. He's got a shovel. So basically you just can kill zombies over and over again. So with a radio, when you need backup, if you type in /backup, that will broadcast in the chat. So Brands Pickled requested a backup at this coordinate, so you basically can get friends and people to help you to swarm to your area. So we've done the flashlight, the med pack, so I've got some health gone down, so there's my regeneration 3, so that's regenerating for 10 seconds. Then we got a bandage, so if this guy's after me, there we go. Come on, attack me more. So you can see here that zombies do more damage than usual, which is cool, and you don't get your regeneration back up. Oh lord, he was fast. To be honest, that was my backpack, but it's fine. That's why he was fast, because he was following me. So you can see here, I just got another Walker's Guts. So you do get a small chance of them dropping it. So we need to use our bandage to Stimpack, sorry. So now we got nausea, and now we can actually run a bit faster for 10 seconds. And then we got our painkiller, which gives us resistance, nausea, and more slowness. And then we got the antibiotics, is basically used for when you are infected. So let's go back to the spawn. I'm going to clear my inventory to get rid of all the stuff. I'll keep that chest plate on. So before we go on to the next bit, how long is it? There we go. Before we get to the stats, there's some other little things here. So you actually can jump over fences. So when you're on the same block as the fence, you can actually right click it and you jump over it. Same with iron doors, you can actually open it by right clicking. And with bottles, you actually can keep filling up with a cauldron without that actually lowering down. And the next thing here is your shop system. So if you want to set up a shop, so if I right click that, you can buy a knife. So basically it's in brackets items, then whichever you want to put underneath. So for the items, so we'll have a, I don't know, a flashlight. And we're going to sell that to 250. There we go. And now we've got a flashlight. And that's basically how you can make the shops up. So I'll basically show you all the items names in the config file after when we go through the commands. And so the next one is your stats. So if we type in statistics, and you can see here statistics of Brands Pickled. So my balance, the players killed, so I've killed no players. Walker's killed is 27 and I've died 13 times. And then if you do exactly the same, so this won't register because he hasn't connected to the server. If you type in someone else's name, you can actually look his statistics, but this player is not online. The next one is basically the reload command. So when you edit any the config files or the data files, etc. And then we've got the quests. So if we type in quests, and you can see here we've got a bunch of quests. So if we just go over here a second and type in quest start, you need to kill 20 sheep in 5 minutes. And if we go to info, it will tell you how many sheep you've killed. So if I just do spawn mob sheep 10, let's spawn 30 in. And so if we do info again, you can see 12, 13, 14. There we go. Quest completed. You received 1,000. Again, you can edit that in the config file of how much you will get as a reward. And yeah, that's basically that with the quests. As well as you can actually cancel the quest. So when you hover over the quest as well, it's got a Johnson. So that means basically when you hover over the text, it will tell you information about the how much reward you will get. So the next one is your zones. So basically you can have zones that you can teleport to a certain zone. So if you do like a city, like a whole map and have all different cities, you can do /zone and the city's name. So to do that we have to type in set safe zone and then the name. So if we just set a safe zone over here, so set, not block, safe zone, and then we're going to call it a name. Let's say, let's call it, I don't know. Let's call it 1. So 1 has been set. There is a shortcut command, so basically SZ for for safe zone. So that's basically a short command that you can use. And now if we type in zone 1, and it says teleporting to in a few seconds, and after the few seconds it will teleport to you to that location. So the next thing, basically, obviously that didn't work as well because zones are currently in progress right now. They're being recoded, but this plugin really needed a video. So basically it's currently being recoded. Same with the radiation. So if we actually get a radiation wand, you actually can see that radiation zones are being blocked because there's a problem. So it's currently being fixed. So that's basically related to all the zones. So if we actually do /track 1, again you need to have a compass in your hand and track 1, and you can see here that the actual red bit on the compass shows me that the zone is actually over here, and now it's behind me and now it's here. So basically that is really good to show you where you want to explore or walk to. So if you're not letting like normal players use the /zone, so you can't teleport to that location, but they only can use a compass, basically they have to use a compass to get to that location. So because if there's a zombie apocalypse, obviously you're not going to have teleportation in real life. So we've done all the track, we've got delete zone, so we can delete the zone, we've done that. So the next thing is your loot wand. So we can get a loot wand now, so loot wand, and we will get a chest. So this basically, obviously you got your loot chest, so you need to put stuff inside it. So if I actually get a knife, and let's get rid of this weather, and let's put that in there, and let's right click with this loot wand, and now that loot has been created. So now basically you can take that out, and basically the chest will disappear like that, and basically it will respawn and it will be there again after a certain amount of seconds, and again it will go. You can reconfigure all of this in the config file, because to me that respawned quite quick, but there is a radius of time that it will keep respawning, etc., which is a very cool effect. So I'm going to kill my inventory again. So the next one is your backpack. So I do have a backpack here, again 45 spaces, but again I think that should be like a donation kind of thing, or in-game buying thing, permission, because I don't think it should be good for everyone to have a backpack automatically, but that's up to you. The next one is your first. So this would show you a bunch of commands about your first. I spelled first wrong. So basically it just tells you information about your first, and then basically you just drink water to just to regenerate that first. Okay, and that box has respawned. Boom. Okay, and that's basically everything on the server side. So if we actually go to the Spigot page now, Spigot, and you can see here it's got obviously the plugin name, then zombie apocalypse, and if we actually go to the developer, and the plugin is only 7.5 euros, which is, to be honest, that's actually really cheap for a big plugin like this. You need Java 8 or above, you need Vault API or an economy plugin, because it's always Vault is always used for everything, no matter what. And then you've got your features. So here we go. A bunch of features which I'm going to be talking about and basically explaining them. Zombies will not burn during daylight. Zombies can do insane damage based on their customization rate. So that's again in the config file. Zombies can walk way faster based on the rate. Again, that's in the config file. Zombies can cause an infection to a player based off the infection. So if you click on this, GitHub has not been liking me lately. So you can see here, water basically, when a player is going to fill an empty bottle of infected water source, you will get infected water bottle. If you drink that, you basically become infected. Again, if a zombie hits you, you will get infected. There will be a chance of infecting you. But if an operator is using it, or if a player is using that command, they will not get infected by any of the zombies. You can basically get rid of the infection by milk, sorry. And that's been blocked. And then we got the cures, which is antibiotics. And basically that's that. So that's basically how to get rid of your infections and information about the infections. Then the zombies can't break wooden doors, so that's basically awesome. Well, you can use normal iron doors now anyway, because you can open them. Mad zombies, so they have extra strength and speed when taking damage, which you did see. Zombies can be leashed, so basically when you paralyze it, it follows you. Then you can put a backpack, which I showed you. Horses can be spawned with a saddle. The saddle cannot be taken or dropped on a horse's death. Again, that's really cool. Entities cannot drop experience points on their death, so you can't get no XP from killing zombies or mobs. And then you got your players. So players can cause blood effects while attacking another player. Players can have a thirst bar, so that was the top bit, the hydration level at the top. Players can have unlimited killing quests. Players can have permanent nausea when hungry. Players can have a personal backpack by using the command, which I showed you. You can right click the fence to jump over it, which again I showed you. Right click the 9 door to open it. Then you've got your tracking for safe zones and radiation zones when you hold a compass, and then by doing /track and then zone name. Showing you that as well. Players will receive in currency from killing another player or mob. So when it said +10, that's actually the currency what's going into your money. Players use items, custom items based on their survival. Example: antibiotics, painkillers, radio, flashlight, etc. So if we open that, would it be normal? Oh, it is. And here's all your names for all of your items. So for your shops. So here's an example of a shop. So a player can players with this permission or an operator can buy as many items as they want without withdrawing any money from their balance. So that's fine. So we can cross that off now. Players can wear Walker's gut to hide from zombies, so it depends on a chance. Players can get a water infection if they drink an infected water bottle. Players can fill their bottles infinity times from a cauldron. Players can filter infected water bottles in a cauldron. Players or mobs can be killed by an explosion if they stand or locate a sensor. To create a sensor, you need 2 tripwire hooks and 2 strings, or just 1 string. High falls will cause, again, this is I can't do this because obviously I'm up. If you fall off like a building or a high ledge and you take damage, you will get slowness. Basically, it's like you're breaking a leg or you're just spraining an ankle. It basically gives you a slowness for a couple of seconds. There is this bit I forgot to show you. I'll show you it now. Barbed wire. This is barbed wire. So that string is actually barbed wire. So if you go in it, it will take damage, and it's quite a lot of damage. So basically, a texture pack could actually be used for this. So I might be interested in making that texture pack for this guy. So putting all these items into a certain thing. But I'll talk to him later about that later on. And then you've got, obviously, let me flick over to here. So obviously a web is barbed wire. Then you got your stats, so you can literally just type in stats, not statistics. And then you can create the loot chests, which I've shown you. So basically when you right click it, get the item out and it disappears. Then you can create your zones, so you got your safe zones and your radiation zones, but radiation zones are currently being redirected. Same with your safe zones. Teleportation, you can make signs for that. So if we go to here, it will show you everything about the teleportation. So here we go, we've got the zone and then a zone name to teleport to that location. So that could be like in your spawn point, so if someone wants to go to a certain location, they just right click that sign and they'll go to that town. Edit custom items from the config file, again I'll be showing you that. Create custom items, edit custom deaths, so or cancel all basic death messages. Block mobs from spawning, so ocelot, skeletons, spiders, etc. So creepers will be on there as well. Then block crafting materials, so getting open like a crafting table, furnace, creative mode, and operators can open blocked crafting materials. And then you got your client stuff, so you got your developer API, you got auto configuration system update, and then the version update check. And then you've got your default configuration, you got your item configuration, which I'll be showing you in a second. And then you've got all your commands, which I've basically gone through with you. And then you've got your permissions. Again, I'll be showing you them in a second after the config file, so we don't need to look at that. And then we've got the terms of service, of using this plugin. Then you can join its Discord. It's got the developer API, and you've got some screenshots. So if we just go to the screenshots, so you got your radio, you got your sensor, then you've got your infected water bottle, you got your polish stuff in a loot crate, which you can edit. You can actually edit the percentage as well by actually just by left clicking the chest. Then you've got your statistics, and then you've got your paralyzed zombies. So you can place basically the backpack, which I've shown you, and then you get the leash. And now he's following you, and you've got your backpack there. So if we just go to the plugin now, plugin, and it should be near the top. And you can see here we've got the items in the config, so we're going to go with the config file first. So we edit this, and then you can see here the config version is 3.2. Then we can rename this if you wanted to. So this is for your sign shop. So if we just go to Minecraft quickly, it's basically this top line here. So you can rename that top line on the config file if you wanted to. So example, if you wanted to change it to shop. So we're going to change it to shop. If you want players to climb fences, keep that as true. And then basically barbed wire damage, so 4 hearts is set here. So 4 hearts, basically 4 is 2 hearts. So every one is a half a heart, which is shown there. So that's totally fine. Custom horses, so with a saddle on, keep that as true because that's totally fine with me. Players can cause a blood effect, so when the player versus player, or just when a player is killing a zombie. So if I show you this example, where is a zombie? Spawn mob zombie. So when I hit it, you can see that splash effect around that zombie, and obviously there's your money, what you get rewarded. So basically, it's that splash effect is that's the blood effect. So we keep that as true. Experience, so we don't want mobs to drop experience, but if you do want mobs to drop the experience, you can actually change that to true. Players can die from sensors, so that's the tripwire and the string. And same with entities, so if mobs can get killed by the explosions, I'll do that. And then you've got your enable first, so if you want to basically have the first level going up and down, keep that as true. And you can redo this. So this is the title right at the top. You know this, I'll show you again. At the top here, right at the top of the screen, at the top there, it says your hydration level is basically 100. That is the message which we can actually re-edit here. So let's change it to your first, not your trust, your first First level is that, and we can change that bar. So this again, if we go to Minecraft, underneath that message, there's that white bar. We can actually change that. So we're gonna try and see if we, yeah, we can have. So if I flip back, we're gonna change it to a blue. So blue is like a watercolor in it. So we're gonna change it to a blue. Allow operators to basically get first. So we're gonna get true. Set first time is 13. So that's totally fine how that is. Then you've got your title, so you've warned messages. So when your first is lower than basically 50 or lower, it will pop up as this in your middle of your screen. You can change it here. So if you want to pop up in your middle of your screen, or your action bar, so your action bar is above your hotbar. The chat, so it comes up in your normal chat, or none of them, so you don't want no players to know if they're about to first or die. So at the moment it is on title, so it'll come on the middle of the screen. So when it's at 50%, it will say please keep an eye on your first. 40%, it will say you are starting to feel dehydrated, sorry. And then 30% it says drink something fast before you die. Then 20% you say you are dying from dehydration, and then you'll just die. And then you got your first item. So if water bottle gets you to 100, a milk bucket will get you to 80, a mushroom stew will get you 50, a rabbit stew to 50, beetroot stew for 50, a melon is 30, a raw fish is 50, a cooked fish is 25. A raw fish is higher because, oh god, translate. The raw fish is high because obviously if it's raw it's got more liquid inside it. When it's cooked, obviously the liquid goes, it will evaporate, so that's why that percentage is lower. Again, you can edit this if you wanted to, so if a water bottle you want to change to, example, 90 or 50. Just do exactly like that. And then you've got your loot placement. So every 60 seconds, a chest will respawn. Drop loot. Chest contains on close. So basically, when you close the chest, it will disappear and it drop the loot what's in that chest. And then you got your infection. So your infection's delay time is 30 seconds. You get a blindness as 1, so you can have it up to 5. Infection command cancellation, so you can basically bypass that with a permission. Then you got your water bottles, so enable infected water bottles, so you can get infected by drinking water from like a lake or whatever. Basically you pick up infected water from like a lake or a river, etc. And then you've got your zones, so enable zones cooldown teleportation, so the cooldown is 4 seconds. And then default messages, death messages, so if you want normal vanilla death messages, change that to true, and change that to false for normal. But if you want custom messages, so keep that as true, so you can see here, player died from dehydration, that's for first. Infection, so died from infection. Barbed wire, so died from barbed wire, and then a walker killed by a walker. And then basically this is the walkers, so walkers can drop guts, walkers can break doors, so again you can change that to false if you wanted to. And then your walkers default strength is 5.5, which is the strength is in double in value. Walker's default movement speed is 0.2, but again when you attack it, it can increase. Again, here's the mad walkers, so you get the mad walkers, so the strength is 9.5, and then the speed is 0.3, and the mad walker's chance is 20%. And now we've got the reward system, so when you kill a player, you get 100. And when you basically it'll pop up in the action bar, so when we've seen that plus 10, that is actually in the action bar. So when you kill a walker you get a 10 here, so we're going to change that to 100, and we can keep that as how it is. And then we're going to change this colour, so we're going to have this reward colour in we're going to have it in an aqua, so we're going to have it as a blue, so we can save that. And now we got to our quest. So we can cancel the quest, true, hover over the message and it will tell you how much the reward is. So again, I don't like yellow, so we're going to change that to a green. And as well as that, you have received that. And we're actually going to make the reward in a bold text, as well as, because I am British, we're going to change that to a pound symbol. Let's do that there as well. Oh god. There we go. And save that. and you can see here it just tells you about the information how to set up, basically how to kill stuff and all that stuff. So if we wanted to add one here, and these are the quests, so kill quests. So if we wanted to add one here, so if we wanted to have a kill type, so we want a chicken. A chicken's not been added on here. So a chicken, then a kill amount. So we're going to put 5, and the money value we're going to say, for gamers out there, we're going to have it as elite. And the times in seconds, so how many seconds to kill these chickens, we're going to say 300, so that's 5 minutes. So we're going to save that, and that's basically how to add a quest and edit a quest. So again, you can change this to 20 players, that says 30 zombies, 20 sheep, etc. So we're gonna, when we get back in the game, I'm gonna keep starting and cancelling, etc. to try and get to this quest to show you that it's working fine. Then you got your nausea effect. So when you're hungry, you get a hungry nausea. So nausea is that like wobbly effect when like you're drunk. And then you got your fall. So this is when you fall off a building or something. You can see here that's been enabled as well. You can disable that if you wanted to. But example, I will keep that as true because it makes it more realistic. So when you jump off a building, you have like you go dizzy and you broke your ankle or something. So it will make you go slow, etc. And here's the blocking. So block materials from opening. So basically this is on false. So if we change this to true, players will not be able to access a dispenser, furnace, dropper, anvil, hopper, hopper, and a workbench. If you do want to add more stuff onto there, you have to go to spigot materials, and basically you can add anything from here. So if I wanted to add a beacon on there, you can just do that, copy the beacon's name, no, not that, it's not my database, plugin database, and then just add that like so. So players now can't access a beacon. But if you are in creative mode or you're an operator, you can open blocked materials. So when you're in creative, you can open these. Or if you're an operator. Then you got your block entities. So basically it's blocking creepers, witches, enderman, slime. So we need to disable chickens here. It's disabled villagers, ocelots, pigs, etc. So probably Guardian's already there. We probably need to add a wither. Like so, and again, if you go to spigot mobs, I think it is called. Oh, it's the entity types. There we go. And you can see here, these are all the entities basically which you can add on there. So like a giant, a husk, iron golem, etc. I keep doing that. It's on the first tab, and that's basically it on the config file. So we're going to go to the items YML now, and this will show you all the configurations for the items. So this is configuration free, and so you can edit every single item here. So you can change the item name here. So if we wanted to change this, and we'll have, I don't know, a golden carrot, carrot. There we go, a golden carrot. We just copy that from spigot, and we're actually gonna change that item and place that. And antibiotics, I don't really like dark red on basically on items, so we're gonna have it as the light red, and then it's gonna give you information used to cure food poisoning, and we're gonna keep that how that is. So we're gonna do exactly the same on these. So painkillers. Again, painkillers should be a different kind of block, and we're gonna go with, again, it's gonna be better when you have a texture pack. So we're gonna go with what are we doing? The painkiller. So we're gonna have a nether quartz. Where's another quartz? Brick, item, star, wart, rack. Is it just quartz now? quart. There it is, quart. And if we just put in that there, and we've changed the colour of that, and Stimpaks can you say that, and you have an item cooldown for 10 seconds if I'm correct. Yeah, it's in seconds. Then you got your bandages. So again, we're going to change this one because the bandage is not really a clay one, so we're going to change it to paper. And then you got your med pack. We're going to change this to an actual nether brick. So nether brick. It's nether brick item if I'm correct. There it is. Nether brick item. And we're going to change the colour of that one to a light red. We've got a flashlight, so we want something what lights up in Minecraft. So I'd say a beacon would be good for this, but we don't want something what you can place. I'm going to say a nether star for this one. Nether star. Like so. I'm going to change the colour of that. And then you've got your radio, so we're going to change the radio item. We're going to have it as an emerald. An emerald. Like so. We're going to make this a bit clearer, so if we just type in and 9, and then we change this to and 7. And then you've got the shot, so basically when you want to give something a shot, so we're going to actually make that as an arrow. Like so, and then the backpack, we're going to change that to leather. A knife, we'll keep that how it is. And we'll change the colour of that again. And then the guts. We'll have this probably a leather chest plate, not a gold. Leather chest plate. Just double checking what it was called because it's called a tunic in game. And yeah, that's basically all the items. So if we just go back, and now we can see our zone. So if we click on our zones and click on the one what we created, which was 1 YML. So it's a zone, safe zone. It's in the spawn, world, and basically that gives you the coordinates. So you don't really need to edit that. Then you've got user details, so that gives you UUID. So it is very UUID supported, and you can see here I can edit all of this. So we're going to actually edit my first, and let's edit my kills, like so. And then you've got your zombie data, which has got nothing really in it for now. It's just there to basically look nice. And then you've got your the loot. So you know the chest what I set up. You can see here it's a diamond, an iron sword, which is a knife used to skin animals and etc. And basically it hides any flags, and the data is 5. So basically that's totally fine. I'm fine with that. And that is basically it on that plugin. So we're going to refresh the server and we're going to go through the permissions now. So for these top 3, the default ones, so I recommend you to have these for only operators. So basically don't put it in your group manager, permission, EX, etc. I think these should only be for operators only, because it shows you how to bring up your permissions, how to use this certain command, and the reload. So the next one is your items. So I recommend you to give all the items to all players. So if you just want to give a player just access to a knife, so you just give that to the default rank, and they will not be able to use the rest. It will say you haven't got permission to use this or something related to that down the line. And that's basically that. And then if you want players to use the /item command, so for example admins, give them that command. So that is for the items items list. And here again, If you want players to use, so right click the sign for the shop. So if that could be a donation pack to buy stuff from a shop, you can give them that permission. And then the following ones underneath, I recommend you to give them to an admin rank or moderator to create the shops, break the shops, making infinity items without basically using balance. And then you got your stats. So I recommend you to give them both these permissions for default, so players can see each other's stats, their own stats. And then your zones, again, these are going to be for donation. So the teleportation one is for like a donation rank, or just let players use that. For us, zone, the zone name, so you can give that to default, but the other ones can basically be given to donators. So again, this one could be a donator wants to see all the list, the warp list. But these ones need to be for admins, so they can set up the radiation zone as well as the safe zone. And then you've got your zones, so you can use the zone sign. So to use them, give that to normal players. To create and break, they can be a moderator or an admin or higher. Again, for these, admin and moderator and higher ranking, so they can make a radiation world zone and basically set up the loot wand, which is further down there. The blocking crafting materials, so allows players to open the blocked one. So if you are blocking the furnace and if you give them that permission, they will be allowed to use that furnace. Then you've got your loot wand, so to create. So again, use all this for an admin or a moderator. You got your infections, so this is immune, so it will ignore all the infections. So if you want to give that to your staff or a certain donator. And then you've got your command use as well. And then you got your survival stuff, so you got your iron door, you got your water bottle, you got your climbing, you got your leash, and your fall for slowness. So again, you can give all of that to your default ranking, I would. And then you've got your backpack, so your personal backpack. So again, that could be a donation thing. So when you die, you will keep your backpack on you. And for both of them, permissions, you just give them that perm. And then you've got your walkers, so you got the walker's inventory, so when you paralyze a zombie, you can right click that zombie and then you can put the backpack in it, so both of them can be a default permission. And then you've got your first, so you got your first refill, so these are just basically probably for an admin commands apart from that top one. That top one can basically check your first, but it shows you at the top of the screen anyway, but refill your inventory, etc. Or if you do like a vote party, you can refill all players basically their first. Then you've got your quest, so basically give that to everyone, and if you want the player to have all the permissions which are all above, you just give them the ds.star. And that's basically it on the permission. It's very simple with the permission side. So if we just go back to Minecraft.